Good afternoon, ma'am. Myself Jamia Khobragade from Standard 7th Marigold. My topic is life cycle of silk moth. So first I'm giving introduction of silk. What is silk? Silk fibers are discovered from silkworm and are therefore called animal fibers. Silk is produced by a moth species known as silk moth. The scientific name for the silk producing moth is Bombyx mori. It is one of the most beautiful moths ever found. The breeding and the management of silkworms for producing a silk is called sericulture. Now the life cycle of silk moth. The female species of silk moth is shorter and shorter than its male counterpart. It attracts the male counterpart by secreting pheromones. The female species of silk moth lay eggs on leaves. After about 20 days, eggs hatch into larvae. These hatched larvae are called silkworms or caterpillar. These silkworms are continuously fed one final chopped mulberry leaves for about 6 weeks. During this period, they grow in size and their glands that produce silk develop and attain one third the size of the larvae. At the stage, silkworm is ready to enter the next stage of the life cycle called pupa. Pupa halts its by weaving a net around its body while thus weaving its head from side to side. It is the form of it. While weaving the head in the manner, the silkworm created a wet, sticky substance. This substance is made up of protein which hides an exposure to air and becomes silk fibers. Soon the silkworm is completely covered by silk fibers. This converting is known as a cocoon. The cocoon is formed by using two long continuous fibers from two glands. Finally, the two ends of the fibers are joined by using a sticky substance. Searching, the silkworm continues to develop inside the cocoon. Once the cocoon forms, the pupillate turns into adult moth. After the complete development of silk moth, the cocoons are gathered and kept under the sun or boiled and exports the steam. Boiling releases the silk fibers from the cocoon. The silk fibers from many cocoons are brought together to form a single silk thread. The process is called the reeling of silk. Reeling is done in special machines and unkind the fabrics of the silk from the cocoons. There are so many types of silk, but I am only saying only 4 types of silk. So first is mulberry silk, chanderi silk, ongre silks and tusara silks. Thank you, ma'am.
Life cycle of silk moth starts when a female silk moth lays eggs. The caterpillar or larvae are hatched from the eggs of the silk moth is in the pupa stage. Of waves is near around by the silkworm to hold itself. After that is the sieve is head spinning a fiber made of a protein and becomes a silk fiber. Explanation. Formation of silkworm. The female silk moth lays about 300 to 400 eggs at a time. The eggs hatch and the caterpillars or silkworm emerged is called the larval stage. The silkworm feeds on mulberry leaves. The female dies almost immediately after laying the eggs. Developments of cocoon. When the silkworm is ready to enter the next stage of its development called pupa, it is first weaves a net to hold itself by the silkworm secretes fine filaments from two glands of the head of its heads. The filaments are made of a protein that adheres to from silk fibers. When exposed to air, soon the silkworm converts itself by silk fibers and turn into pupa. This converting is called the cocoon. The silkworm continues the develop in form of pupa inside the cocoon to form the silk moth. Producing of silk. In the order produce silk, the silkworm developing inside the cocoon is not allowed to mature into an adult silk moth. So as soon as the cocoon is formed, it is used to obtain silk fibers and the developing silk gets killed. Some of the silkworms are allowed to live and mature into silk moth so that can lay eggs to produce more silkworms. They are validity of silk moths which look very different from one another, and the silk yarn as yarn is different in the texture. Thus, Tazara silk, Tosa silks are obtained from the cocoons puffs by different types of moths. Mulberry silk is soft, interior and extends and can be laid in the beautiful colors. Bombyx mori and the domestic silk moth. It is an insect from the moth family Bombycatia. It is the closest relative of Bombyx mandarinea. The wild silk moth. The silkworm is the larva or caterpillar of a silk moth. It is an economically important insect, being a primary producer of the silk. A silkworm prefers food are the white mulberry leaves, though they may eat other mulberry species and even the Osage orange. Domestic silk moths are entirely dependent on the humans for reproducing as a silk of mania of selective breeding, while silk moths, other species of Bombyx mori, are not as commonly variable in the producing of silkworm. This is a silk Bombyx mori. History. Bombyx mori is popular called the Chinese silkworm or mulberry silkworm moth. It is well known for the genius silks. The importance of silkworm in silk producing was known in the China during 3500 BC. The Chinese peoples knew the method for cultivating silk and of the preparing cloth from it is for more than 2000 years. The rearing of silk moth and the producing of raw silk is known as the sericulture. The art of sericulture were held by the Chinese a very close secret, so much so that the leakage of any information or attempt to export eggs or living cocoons was punishable with death. Even that silk was, after all, reduced in the Europe by two monks who were sent to China. Bombyx mori is popular called the Chinese silkworm or mulberry silkworm moth. It is well known for the genuine silk is the important this is pupa. This is pupa. This is cocoon. This also. And this is Bombyx mori. This also. This is Bombyx mori. This is my science project of Janvi R. Khobragade from Standard 7th Marigold. Thank you so much.